What happens when a parent's right to see their child clashes with the court's duty to protect that child? In this intense courtroom drama, a father convicted of injury to a child petitions a judge for contact with his infant daughter. The child now lives with her paternal grandparents, but the judge is deeply skeptical. With the truth of what happened still shrouded in mystery, the court must navigate a delicate balance between rehabilitation and safety. Watch as the judge lays down a strict, zero-tolerance ultimatum, warning that any misstep could lead to severe consequences for the entire family.
Okay, on this Raymond Spike case 22-39094, were both parents sentenced in this case?
Yes,
Same sentence?
I believe the same sentence. They're both on probation.
That's what, right? Or just PMC.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's the only reason I have the criminal side.
Then down the hall. Terminated? Were your rights terminated?
Where is the child now?
With the mother, with the grandparents.
Grandparents. The defendant's rights were terminated.
One of the mothers.
Both of them, I believe,
Both
were
of them?
terminated. Yes. And
Which
Paternal.
grandmother, maternal or paternal?
Paternal, you're paternal.
And you are not to have any contact with the child, right?
Correct.
Okay, what are you asking for?
Judge, we're just asking for some sort of contact. It may be a jump to go to, full rights, but I think that the court could use something like supervised contact in the presence of the guardian.
You just said it was pre-censored.
Might
it was a
help.
post PS office.
Somewhat similar to the family courts will use of what they call a break-in period.
This same thing that's in the common cause.
Yeah, it's just not as much information, so I think it was done post. Judge, it feels a little early in all of this for me to go to visitation. I did speak with the probation officer this morning. He said that the defendant has done parenting, anger management, things like that, which do make me feel a little bit better. There is a class that I don't know that we typically do it on injury to a child cases, but the chaperone class, when we have people that end up on probation for child sexual abuse cases, that whoever is going to be the supervising person or persons, it's done through the probation department. So in this case, I guess it would be his parents could attend that chaperone class to help them. At a minimum, I would want that done before we consider any supervised probation. I don't know that we've typically done it on an injury to a child type situation. It's more on sex offenses, but I think for what it is, for what, it's just to ensure that the child is safe, that I don't think that is too much to ask of the people who have custody of this child to make sure. I mean, everybody was around when this instance happened in the first place. So, I mean, I would ask that be done if we're going to consider that first.
You're just looking for a plan or a process to where this can be.
I will allow that then temporarily and review it in 6 months.
How long is that for? Okay.
We review it in 3 months at the end of that class, Your Honor.
It's a 3-month plan.
I believe so.
Where are your parents?
You're here.
How does this work? When you have custody of the children, essentially?
Yes, we have permanent managing conservatorship.
Mm-hmm. And what is your sense of all of this whole case?
Personally, I don't know what happened. No one was ever able to tell me what happened. Not attorneys, not CPS, nobody.
Not the defendant?
The only thing he said was he had her in her arms, was taking her to bed. He tripped, and him and her both came in contact with the wall, and she didn't cry. He put her to bed. That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
No, it's
And
not.
then 2
No,
days
it's not.
later,
So yeah, 48
They-
hours, the child is suffering with a serious injury.
yes,
Okay.
she was having seizures that couldn't be seen.
All right, I sense you're a little defensive for him. I find out.
That's all.
I'm sorry.
told.
I was speaking when you just rudely interrupted.
I'm sorry.
This court is going to take a firm stance in these kinds of cases. And the people involved in this probation methodology, anybody interferes with the strict adherence to these rules will be dealt with severely, isn't even the term, most severely. When there's young children who are helpless and not independent, this court, the children then become really under my care, my rules, my directions. And if somebody under this court's directions puts the children in harm's way or fails to follow any of these directives 100%, everybody involved with that will be dealt with severely. Just wanted everybody to know. Because it wouldn't be the first time we caught somebody bending the rules. Because it happens. I know it happens, especially when you got familial situations here. But he has no contact with the child. Now, you can shake your head. I find out otherwise, and people are going to go to jail for a long time. And take care of the child that way. You can't do that in the family. I wouldn't let the family touch the child. After that, does everybody understand? We're going to wean our way into a proper method of dealing with him because he had, we don't know what happened. Yeah, we do. He knows what happens. He pleaded guilty to this, right? You pleaded guilty to injury to a child under oath. And if anybody attempts to say, well, I just did this to get probation, then I'll put you in jail again because you would have lied to everybody. You swore out that you committed each and every element of that crime, which is one method of attempting to purge yourself from the wrongdoing. But I find any step along the way not being done honestly and forthrightly, according to the law and the court's directions, it will be dealt with severely. And it happens in here a lot that the rules aren't followed. And when you got my attention, it will be handled by this court in a stern way. That's just the way it shall be. Does everybody understand that? It's a little child. I've got children and grandchildren, so I know how special they are. And sometimes accidents may happen. How you handle the problem is what got you in here. You have to handle it responsibly. Because they're 100% dependent at this age. How old was the child? Just months old.
4 months old.
4 months old. I can't. That's horrifying to this court. A child of 4 months is put in harm's way by the parent, or the way you handled the error, whatever it was, accident or not. The way you handled it is, well, we take care of children and invalids and people who just aren't independent. This court is going to make sure that they're taken care of. But y'all are the family. Nobody should be first in line other than y'all on taking care of children. My goodness. Were your parents good parents? Yes. Okay. Well, then the most important gift you can give as a parent is a good example. Okay. You got to work toward doing that. But anyway, we'll see. We'll modify the terms, do that 3-month program, and then come back and see where things are.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
You, ma'am, look exactly like my cousin. I have a cousin who looks just like you. I mean, for a second there, I thought you were Jennifer. Brown, who's a great dance teacher. Teaches. She is. She's an award-winning dance teacher.
I used to
From
work
Port
there.
Neches. Yeah. Okay,
Judge, I have one more request. It's I believe it's much easier than the last one.
go ahead.
Mr. Spikes has advanced himself towards a career of truck driving. He is taking the truck driving school. That he has an employer that wants to send him on some short runs. They're going to be outside the area, which will be travel. And so what we're asking for is a travel permit for work purposes only.
Any objection to that? I don't see that as
That's
a
fine.
problem. Just keep up with the probation office plan, okay? Because we don't want anybody to say, well, we saw the defendant in Mississippi. Did y'all know that? No, that probably would never happen. People, but if that happened, I would go, well, let me check with the probation office. And somebody says, no, we didn't know that. Then you're in trouble. Just keep us informed. But we want you to get a job that's a good paying job, that's responsible work, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's just fix this. There are ways of fixing it so that everybody in the household can get together and live happily. Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I hate seeing people not together in a family because that's special. Okay, anything else?
No.
That's what we'll do. Thank you very much. Yes.
So, the judge has spoken. A path toward supervised contact is now open, but it's paved with strict conditions, a chaperone class for the grandparents and a 3-month review. The father can pursue his trucking career, but under the watchful eye of probation. This case serves as a powerful reminder that when a child's safety is on the line, the courtroom leaves no room for error. The family has a chance to rebuild trust, but as the judge made chillingly clear, the consequences for bending the rules will be swift and severe. What are your thoughts on the judge's ruling? Was it fair, or too strict? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.